So after that, I was home for a year, and then my husband was well enough, or not, to go to work. He wasn't, actually. So I then applied for the charge position at National Women's Hospital. And I would never have been able to do that if it hadn't been for the course I'd taken in England, having had the children myself, and that terrible time at delivery suite. So Dr. Rowett Brown was in charge then, and they chose me to do the job. So the first thing I did was to give training and do something about the liaison between delivery suite and us, which was extremely rewarding, actually. That was Bonham and Green and all those people. We were a great team, I have to say. It was really sad how things turned out. I felt we were as good a team almost as cardiothoracic over in Green Lane. They were just wonderful. Very cooperative with the students we had. There was one doctor who was obstructive, but no others. And I think he was obstructive with other people too. It was a wonderful time. I really enjoyed it. I worked with Margaret Liley. She was in charge of antenatal education. And I felt that we just had a great liaison between us, and I went to all her lectures. I had many more physio sessions. We had many more postnatal sessions because they kept the mothers in longer. I can't actually remember having any difficulty at that hospital at all. I really enjoyed it. We had 6 staff, and they said to me, "Can you cover the hospital 24/7? I said, "It doesn't really work out mathematically. You'll have to give me some more staff." So I actually had 10 staff, 6 full-time and 4 part-time, I think. And Diana was one of them. Another one, it's awful. I don't know whether it's age. I can put everybody's biography with them, but I can't remember their names. But I had the most wonderful staff. There was Hilary Whittam. There was Anne Iosefa. I could look them up. But this was the quality that we had. It would be 2 hours between 4:30 and 6 o'clock, and there was nobody on duty. And when they came on duty, I used to write little notes to them, just like a nurse's report, a sister's report, to tell you about the patients before the next lot take over. So I took that hint, and they always used to have these long notes about patients to go and see, and little comments about their life. And when Anne Iosefa said to me, "I don't think I'd have ever come on duty if it hadn't been for your little notes, Valerie." And Anne Iosefa, this is the quality we had a child at 3 months that had leukemia. She had another child who was 18 months, I think. And of course, there were times when she had to be with treatment with this child. Hilary Whittam, made this go down in the annals, said to Anne, "If you can't come on duty in the weekend," because they both took the weekends, "I will do your duty and give you the money." Yeah, so Hilary stayed there long after I left. Nari stayed on long after. I could get all the names. Nari stayed on for ages in delivery suite. We had a wonderful rapport at the end. It was really amazing. And I really loved that job. It was very demanding. The hours were very long. And we were on call as well. And I lived in Howick, further beyond Howick. And we'd come on in the weekend, and then, come on. You get time off when you could, but I can remember one occasion that we worked all night and all the same day afterwards. There was, you've got classes, you can't say, "I'm not going to do them." And the reason we had to do it was a woman who was a Jehovah's Witness that had a vaginal hysterectomy and repair, which isn't, it's major but not major. You might need a blood transfusion, but being a Jehovah's Witness, she wouldn't have a blood transfusion. And her blood went down to something, I think her hemoglobin was 4 or something. She was so weak and had so few red blood cells to take round the oxygen that they were desperate to know what to do with her. They used up all the antibiotics from Green Lane and National Women's, and, well, so the story went. And I went every hour to get her to breathe because she was lying there sort of completely comatose. And we got her round and she lived. And a friend of mine over at Whitford had some Jehovah's Witnesses one day, and she called them in for a cup of tea. She said, you know, our dear sister has been ill, and with all our prayers, she was in National Women's, and she was so ill, and she couldn't have a transfusion, and with all our prayers, she recovered. So when my friend told me this, I said yes, with all us giving all the antibiotics, and all the time we put in, and I don't regret it. And the surgeon in charge said, we must respect these women's beliefs. And was absolutely, nobody said an ill word, but I can remember that was time sleeping on a plinth, going back to her, coming back again, working all day. But I have a lot of energy, so actually it was okay. But these were testing times, but they were actually very rewarding. Especially as I was able to tell the friend that it wasn't entirely the prayers. I'm sure they helped, but I'm sure there was. I think they supported the staff as well. So I stayed there for 11 years.